Well, hello and welcome back to another video. We are entering the last week of October, so let's sit down, let's get comfortable, and let's get organized. Today we are planning for the week of the 24th through the 30th in my Plum Paper Weekly Priorities Planner. I showed you guys this new cover that I got in my last unboxing from the Etsy shop. I love it, along with this bookmark that I'm using. I'm so excited to be able to use this today and to decorate my planner how I want it. I also did an Etsy or an Erin Condren unboxing recently. You guys will see that video this upcoming Wednesday. So I'll have a little bit more planner accessories and stickers that I'll be using for next week's plan with me. But for today, let's just go ahead and get all organized. I want to make sure my week is planned out as best as I can because I have a lot going on this week and it's also the end of the month. So I want to end it out really well. Now, speaking of the end of the month, I figured we have a little chat. So I'm in this Facebook group. I think it's called like Bibles and Girl Talk or something similar to that. And someone asked in the thread, they asked, or in the feed, they asked is everyone okay or something along those lines. And everyone in the comments pretty much, to sum it up, said no. Everyone was stressed about so many things: work, finances, personal things, family, their kids. It's just, the list went on, honestly. And I just want to ask you guys, are you okay? Like, truly, I want you to, if no one else is asking you, I want to ask, how have you been doing lately? Are you all right? Are you okay physically, mentally, emotionally? There's just so much going on in the world we're living in right now. I know everyone is probably not okay. Inflation is going up. Apartment costs are going up. The home market is just crazy right now. It's a lot. We're all coming off of just everything that happened within the past few years, and it's okay if you're not okay. I want you to acknowledge it and just, I don't know, find someone to talk to. I know it can be hard. I'm someone who doesn't really have many friends. I can probably count on one hand, especially people that I talk to on a regular basis. But I am grateful enough and blessed enough to have a family, a good support system in that way. My husband is great. I have my baby daughter who I care for and who is just my biggest motivator. My sister, I have aunts, my cousins. I have people I can reach out to if I really need, even though it is hard for me to ask for help at times. But some people may not have that. If you can even join like a Facebook group or something similar to what you do, it can be anything. You can go on Facebook and find a group for literally just about anything in this world. So I want you to find something so that you have someone to reach out to if all else fails. And certain Facebook groups you join, I'm telling you, that support may be better than support you even have from actual like relative family members. I'm telling you, you'd be surprised. But let me know how you guys are doing. You can write me in the comments. You can, if you want. I also have an Instagram. I put the name for my Instagram account in the description box. So feel free to DM me, even if you just need someone to talk to. I'm here. But I want to tell you guys how I've been doing since I'm here talking. I'll tell you how my past month has went. So I'm just going to start out by saying it has not been great. Just keeping it real. It's been a really long month. Our rent, of course, is going up because our lease has to renew. We're living in North Carolina where we love it here, but it's not the same as it was before. It's still like that peaceful feeling. I love living in the area, but I mean, just, I don't know, the world around us is changing and it's changing everywhere. So I definitely can feel it. Personally, I've been struggling trying to find the balance between work and my home life with my daughter. I'm technically a stay-at-home mom because I stay at home with my 16-month-old daughter. But I'm also a full-time employee. I'm a program analyst for TSA. So it's a very taxing job. And honestly, I don't even think most of the people I work with know that I stay home with my daughter. And that's a good thing. I guess it's because I keep the two separated well enough. I'm able to go into my meetings without having my daughter like screaming in the background. But it's still hard. Like I'm in the meeting, but I have my daughter set up in her high chair watching a TV show while she's eating snacks and drinking her water to keep her distracted. And I have a camera watching her so that I can see what she's doing. You know what I mean? In case she like jumps out of her high chair somehow or like gets out of her playpen. I don't know. It's hard. It's like I'm multitasking, like juggling 50 different things at once all day long. I literally have to wake up at like 5, 6 in the morning most days to get ahead. I'm up, late I'm making dinner. My husband doesn't get off of work until about 6:30. He doesn't get home till about 6:30 at the earliest. So I have to make dinner before then because my daughter has to eat early enough. And my husband is great. He'll get home if I'm too exhausted, he'll make sure he gets my daughter to bed for me. Reading her story. If she hasn't had her bath yet, he'll take care of that. He's a huge help, but still being the one home all day. I mean, I've done both. I've been a working wife, working mom, where I'm the one going to the office. I've been just a stay-at-home wife. I've never just been a stay-at-home mom now. That's actually sounding a lot better than what I'm doing now, because stay-at-home mom plus a full-time working mom is crazy, y'all. I do not recommend it. I do not. I don't know how long I'll be doing this, because at some point, hopefully, I can afford daycare. Like, how crazy. And I have a great paying job compared to where I was working 2-3 years ago. I'm making like double than what I was making back then, but inflation has gone up so bad, and the cost of living, it's just crazy. Like I can't honestly to say I can probably afford like a cheap daycare, but this is my first time being a mom, and I'm crazy paranoid unless it's something where I can like literally they have cameras everywhere that I can see while I'm working and while my daughter's at daycare. I can't do it. I know that sounds so bad, and I'm so sorry, because I know there's so many people out here that can only afford the bare minimum daycare, or ones that aren't as like lavish, you know what I mean? But I'm so paranoid. Like, my mom anxiety is still here. She's 16 months old, and my mom anxiety has not gone away yet. I don't know if it ever will. I'm still like waking up constantly, even at nighttime, to make sure she's breathing and that it's not as bad as it sounds. Maybe it is. I don't know. But if y'all have any tips for me, please let me know. But other than that, I've just been a little overwhelmed. I'm a huge planner, and it even got to the point to where I felt like I was over planning. Like, how much can you really do? But above all, I am a child of God. I love Jesus Christ. And I have to keep reminding myself, you got to focus on God at some point, and you have to trust and rely on him. I also have to lean on my husband to ask him for more help if I need it. And because he will 100% do it. He'll even see me just being overwhelmed and overworked, and he'll just step up because he just knows that I need help. But I have to be willing to ask. I have to be willing to lean on my husband, on God, and to just know I cannot do it all by myself. I can't plan out my entire life, because I'm telling you, God is up there probably laughing at me like, Sydney, just relax. I got you. I got you. I already got it all planned out. You're doing too much right now, and you're working harder than you need to. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds crazy, but I'm telling y'all, there's this pastor at one church I used to go to back in Fayetteville, and he was one of the last sermons I heard from, it was the assistant pastor there. And one thing I will always remember, he said that people work so hard I'm just summing this up, by the way, but he said people work so hard trying to accomplish their own goals and do things on their own. But what they're not realizing is you need to focus all of your energy on God, on God's love, his peace, literally just surrounding yourself in the word of God, worship music, and just doing what God wants you to do, just preaching his word to people, and just being kind and patient, and just having peace around you. I don't know. It's focus on God, essentially, and God will do the rest. God's going to bring you to where you need to be. He's going to help you accomplish those goals, because you may have a goal in mind, like, I want to be this or I want to be that. But God's like, that sounds great, and I want you to be happy and to achieve your goals and things like that. But I'm telling you, I got something that's 10 times better than that. You just don't see it right now. But what you're discussing, like, say if you have a goal to be, I don't know, it can just to be a psychologist or something, but maybe in your eyes, you're seeing this is going to be the best thing in the world, but God's seeing 10 years down the line, like, you're going to be stressed, you're going to be overworked, you're going to be dealing with things that are just too overwhelming for you in that moment, and and you're just not going to be happy doing it, and you may not be able to see that just yet. So in summary, if you focus on God and everything he has for you, and just focus on God, look at him, don't look at anything else, have tunnel vision and just look directly at God, nothing else surrounding you, and God has the rest. He never, he will never take back his promises, and he will never go back on his word for you. I promise. And it works every single time. Whenever I get overwhelmed and I'm over planning and over organizing, I stop, take a breath, and I ask myself, Sydney, have you even read your Bible today? Have you talked to God? Have you told him about how you're feeling about your day? Have you listen to any worship music just to calm yourself down a little bit, anything surrounding God? And I haven't, and I'll wheel it back in. I'll talk to him for a little bit and I'll feel much better. And then literally the next day, something that I've been praying on, or not even praying on, stressing about and not praying on because I'm completely just trying to do things on my own, God will handle it. Because it's all right, Sydney, you relaxed, you took it easy, you stopped overworking and overanalyzing everything. Now I have room to work for you. If I'm working against everything God's doing for me, how in the world am I going to allow him to do what he needs to do for me? But yeah, that's how my month has been going. I'm hoping November will be a little bit better. The holidays are coming up, but your girl will not be stressing out. I'm not going to be overwhelmed with holidays and trying to spend a whole bunch of money on decorating my house for the holidays or paying for Christmas gifts and things like that. We're going to take it easy the next few months and just see how things go. I'm going to focus more on God. I've started going to this new church and I love it so much. I love the pastor. You can just tell when people are genuine. People have this, I've always had, the spirit of discernment, I guess. I mean, most people do, if you really think about it, but I know there's something that's been strong in me that I've always questioned a lot. I would have weird feelings about a certain person that a lot of people would not feel, but then later on I would find out okay, I was right about that. Not always. Sometimes sometimes, you know what? I don't want to say that. I do always have discernment. I just don't listen to it all the time. And it comes off as me being just very naive and just not smart at times. But you know what happens? I'm human. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for what's to come. It's a lot going on in the world around us, y'all. But let's just try to have that tunnel vision. Let's not look at everything around us, all the chaos. Just focus on God. Focus on peace and just be at peace. That's the biggest thing. I was watching a TikTok the other day and someone was going around asking people, would you rather have $1 trillion today, or would you rather sit down and have a conversation with God, meet him one-on-one and have a conversation? Or I think he said have dinner with God or something like that. Hands down, have dinner with God. And so many people were yeah, right. That's so stupid. Why? I mean, you're going to meet God one day, right? If you die and go to heaven, you'll meet him at some point. So why not just take the $1 trillion now? Listen, that $1 trillion will probably bring me so much stress, anxiety. None of my actual issues I'm going through are going to go away. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, paying these bills is going to be nice with $1 trillion. So, I mean, I'm not crazy now. But sitting there, literally just looking at God, being in his presence, I can be in his presence now with the Holy Spirit, don't get me wrong, but literally sitting down and being God, can I hug you? Can you just tell me that it's okay? And I can just imagine reading the Bible and just listening to how Jesus Christ was walking on this earth, how people were trying to stone the adulterous woman, but Jesus literally took her and said, don't worry about nobody else. I got you. No one can cast the first stone on you. Just go, sin no more. And I love you. You know what I'm saying? Just that peace and just, who would not just want to, even if it's just for 2 minutes? I don't care. It sounds so stupid, but the world we live in now, $1 trillion is not going to answer all of your problems. I mean, you got all these rich people out here that are still subject to the same issues we go through, mental health and drama and stress. That stuff does not go away with money. If anything, it may add on to it. All right, y'all, I don't want to ramble on for too long. That is all for today's video. I really do appreciate y'all watching. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me in my DMs or in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Bye.